Hi folks, this is your MWIS Planning Outlook with the latest look at the next couple of weeks. Now it's always rather fun in the first week of meteorological summer to bring out the freezing level chart, but there we go, there's our wonderful world of weather, and to be near to 900 metres across the Scottish Highlands first thing on Wednesday. That will lift during the daytime, but only to around 1200, 1300 metres to the highest of summits, staying around freezing point all the way through the day. Take that on over a few days forwards, not quite as low as we go into the start of Thursday, but still near freezing, above around 1200 metres from dawn, and that will just lift towards or just above the Ben Nevis range tops as we head through the middle of the daytime, and that will be just above most summits then through onwards into Friday as well, but only just with that freezing level contour around 1400 metres. So bearing in mind over the high tops it will remain on the chilly side, so think about those layers. Onwards into the weekend, and a similar rather cool feel with that freezing level only just a few hundred metres above the high tops, so all the while maintaining that cool pattern. Our chart for Wednesday has low pressure centred toward the north of Scotland. That's drawing in a cold airflow from Greenland and Iceland on that westerly flow. Gale force winds across the mountains, 40 or 50 miles per hour, squally gusts and frequent showers, those merging into almost constant precipitation at times across western mountains. Bursts of rain, some hail mixed in, and some snow falling over the Munros as well. Those showers will extend well eastwards, but the most frequent toward the western mountains in Scotland. Not quite as windy, not as many showers, and some sunny spells across England and Wales, but still a rather cool feel on higher terrain. A rather showery and unsettled trend takes us through the next few days forwards. A frontal system moving across England and Wales early on Thursday, bringing some more persistent and heavier rain for a time before that does break up into showers. Not quite as many showers widely across the Highlands, but they'll still be around, and again some hail mixed in, some sleet on the very highest of tops throughout the day. And again, it stays cold in that brisk wind. Not quite as windy, though, again, compared to Wednesday. Speeds around 30 miles per hour, though, across high tops. The wind dropping lighter for most places onwards into Friday, but still with a few showers in the forecast coming in on that westerly flow, and one or two of those again on the heavy side passing eastwards across the Highlands. The risk of some rain also just fringing in towards South Wales. Northern England not doing too bad, but still one or two showers not ruled out in that forecast. The wind lighter again compared to Thursday. Heading onwards into the weekend, and we've got light winds in the forecast under a shallow zone of low pressure. That does mean, though, that where we do see areas of rain and showers, they will drift around slowly, so could be very hit and miss in terms of where those exist, but some heavy downpours in places could merge into longer spells of rain for some. England and Wales looks particularly prone to that, and further inland and eastwards across the Highlands increasingly some heavy and thundery downpours to be in that forecast on Saturday. The west by northwesterly wind just strengthening through the afternoon, most likely to drive those showers further eastwards. Western coastal areas through the afternoon on Saturday could just come through better with some sunny spells, but just be aware of thundery downpours almost anywhere inland and eastwards through the afternoon into the evening time. That breeze from the west-northwest is likely to be a feature through Saturday night into Sunday. A scattering of showers will remain in the forecast most likely, intensity tending to ease into Sunday though, as pressure just builds a little bit from the south. Cool and breezy though, still through into Sunday's forecast. Looking at the general pressure patterns over 7-day averages, this is the current week ahead, and we've got low pressure dominant with that chilly northwesterly airflow. Things changing somewhat into next week. Now, I remember looking back at this from a week ago, and the signal for higher pressure, which is the orange colours, was looking a bit more extensive. It's always interesting to see how the models at this time of year do just tend to be a little bit over-eager on building higher pressure, but there's an improving trend, at the very least, onwards into next week, with low pressure pulling away, the airflow turning to a warmer southwesterly orientation. Still, I think a mixed week ahead, or at least the early part of the week is looking mixed in west and northwest Scotland. Further south, a tendency for that high just to be encroaching in, so drier conditions at least in the forecast. I think I'd be factoring in still some rain or some showers and cloud on western hills, at least in the early part of next week, with a tendency to be improving. The improving trend seems to be the way we go through mid-June though, and that's remained consistent at least in the forecast, as the orange colours expand in and higher pressure would more likely influence the country. So May just be a while getting there, but we do seem to be drifting towards something better, at least into the middle of June. We shall keep you up to date with how that goes. As always, all the 3-day details for your local area can be found on our website. That is your planning outlook. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.